Well, speaking of rivalries, what was it like for you to be part of that Packers-Bears rivalry last year for the first time, and what do you kind of take away from it?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, it's a long time rivalry, and had really good back and forth for a long time. But it was fun, just the atmosphere of playing against them. You could feel the energy when we play against them. Uh, every time we play them, we know what they're going to bring, competition-wise, and they know the same from us. So it's always a fun game to play, fun environment to be in, and obviously the fans enjoy it, so it's fun.
What's the difference you notice in them offensively this year?
They're creative. The play calling is a lot more creative than what they've done in the past. And then obviously, they've got playmakers on their team. So then you add, obviously, Ben Johnson as their AC calling the plays. And it seems to me as if, the playbook is really open and, he's open to doing anything. And he has they have the personnel to be able to do that. So I've noticed the creativity in that.
They sneak up on you at all this year?
No, not really. Well, it's crazy because were they last year in the division? What's crazy is even last year they had a good team, but sometimes all the pieces aren't where they need to be, and obviously you had Caleb. He was still a rookie quarterback. But he's got some games under his belt. He's a good player. And now you've got that AC that's, not afraid to call those plays and, not afraid to get creative with what he's doing. So, they did not – for me, they didn't really sneak up. I knew they were going to be good, especially when they ended up getting Ben Johnson. I was like, okay, they're going to be a problem this year. So, yeah.
What's the biggest area of growth you've seen from Caleb over the last year?
Better decision-making. I think, last year I think there was times where and even I think if you saw it in college, there are times where, he's extending the plays and he's making a lot of plays, but sometimes he was forcing it when he didn't really need to. But now he's kind of balancing that now where it's he knows when and when not to force, but then still being able to make plays, whether that's with his feet or with his arms. So he's a talented quarterback, and he's going to be he's going to turn into a special one for this league.
Is this 1-2 punch at all similar in the backfield to the one that you guys saw against the Lions last week?
Yeah, it definitely is. I think we've had a couple of those games of kind of that 1-2 punch. You had the Lions. I think the Panthers were like that as well. And now this team with the Bears, they got some good backs, so we got to be prepared and ready to go. And they kind of have two different styles of running. So that's what kind of makes it, unique in its own way. So we just got to be ready and prepared.
Is that at all a challenge?
For sure. Yeah, it's a challenge anytime, when you have two backs that have two different skill sets, and especially when they know how to rotate them, when to rotate them. It could be a problem if you use it the right way, and they've been doing that.
They were 8-3 a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
They were number one in the North, and it sounds like you weren't totally shocked if you've been tracking them. But when they do go into Philly and win, how much does that kind of open your eyes of where they're at?
Yeah, I mean, it shows that they're a serious team. It shows that they're not messing around. They're trying to do exactly what we're trying to do, and so. I think that's a good thing about it. Is you get two really good teams in the same division that are ultimately trying to do the same thing, win the division and then win a Super Bowl. So it's gonna be a good game, and we can't wait to go out there and compete and challenge them.
What have you seen from this division? What are your thoughts on it? You went through it last year.
Man,
what have you seen it this
it's
year?
a hell of a division, man. I ain't gonna lie. When I was in New York, I used to think that was the division that was just almighty. But this one is where you get four teams, that are really good and really talented teams. Where I don't really see in the future moving forward where it's not going to be a dogfight all the way to the end in this division. So that just helps us elevate our game as well. and make sure that we are on our P's and Q's, because if we're not, then one little slip up and that could cost you in this division. So you can't play around.
What is it that makes Ben Johnson difficult to defend?
He just creative. Like he does things that like the NFL doesn't like. When you get the copycat plays, like he might do a copycat play, but then have like his own freestyle to it. So you might see him be like, oh, everybody do this, and he'll do something different off of that, But in your eyes, when you see it, you're like, oh, I know what's coming, and then they go left field. So I think that's the the type of coach that he is, and I even like when he was with the Lions, like it was the same thing. Like I remember this one route they supposed to run like a drag, and he act like he running a drag, and he bends it all the way back to the other side of the field. Like you never really see that happen. Like anytime you get a cut split, you thinking he just running right now. He going underneath right now. But just those small little things and tweaks in the offense can, it can be difficult for a defense to defend because it's unorthodox. It's not the typical normal things that you see every Sunday.
X, I know you took Evan under your wing when he got here.
Mm-hmm.
What has it been like to see the growth? Especially, it feels like the last 3-4 games he's even gone to an even higher level. Yeah,
no, he's a special player, man. And I've been preaching this for a minute. But just seeing his growth, man, it's impressive to see. And for my job, has always been, even since I came here, is like try to elevate these guys and try to get them to go a step higher. But he's done a hell of a job for this defense, for this team. And you continue to see his growth, within every game, within every practice. And, that's good for all of us. Like, it's good for the back end. It's good for the defense. It's good for this team. And so, I to keep saying it, it's special. So, yeah.
In what way has he grown the most, do you think, from his rookie year to now?
I would say more. You could tell he's more comfortable with the scheme. But I feel like you typically see that within like the first year and the second year, you get more comfortable within the scheme. But for him, I think it's just being more comfortable within the scheme and going out there and playing fast, not thinking about much. Although he's an extremely smart guy, but just going out there playing fast, not second guessing himself. So I think that's the biggest jump between year one and year two that I've seen personally.
You mentioned those copycat plays. Does that make stopping the run even more important than usual this week? Like in the Philly game, was a lot of handoff, leg, handoff, leg. So does that kind of make a bigger emphasis this week than maybe even normal?
For sure. I think we just got to play honest, to be honest with you. Like, we can't it's hard to get, like, a certain read, or you can't really say this is what's going to happen for sure, because, like I said, he has tweaks in everything that he does. Like, and he's going to do it on purpose. Like, he knows that, everybody, all the coaches, everybody watches the same film. Everybody watches each other, and, we understand scheme, and everybody understands scheme. But he's going to throw that one tweak in there that might be something different. So we just got to make sure that we play honest and, really be on our keys, because I think that's really going to be the biggest thing and biggest challenge for us this game, is being on our keys and playing with disciplined eyes.
What do you mean by that, though, like honest?
Being very disciplined with your eyes, not thinking, like going out there and seeing something, being like, okay, I know what's about to happen, and then something completely different happens. So just playing honest, not trying to overjump anything or not do too much. Just see it as it plays out and then react as it goes.